We've been hearing and reading from the Stewardship Committee about the first 4 values of biblical stewardship this fall and living with the resources entrusted to us by God. These first 4 were intentionality, giving with a plan in mind and following your plan, regularity, a pattern of giving, generosity, sharing abundantly as God has provided abundantly, and first, giving to God first and living from the rest. The next value, which I want to share with you this morning, is proportional giving. That is, giving in proportion or a percentage of our income. Can you recall a time when you were asked to do something that you were really hesitant about, or maybe even afraid to do, but then in subsequently doing it, you experienced great joy, or maybe even a great blessing, and that your initial fear and hesitation just sort of disappeared? Well, proportional or percentage giving can be somewhat like that. We resist giving a tithe or a tenth of our income, which is the example used in Scripture, sometimes out of fear, sometimes out of lack of interest, thinking that the church really doesn't depend on our donations, or a misunderstanding of what God really asks from us. Well, Scripture does not prescribe a fixed amount for us to give. Rather, it sets the example of a tithe or a tenth so that we are honoring God by the giving of our first fruit. For those of you who are already tithing, you know the blessings that come with that sort of giving. And for those of you who are not tithing yet, we encourage you to discerningly take a step in faith toward this goal as you make your commitment to the church for the coming year. The book of Luke tells us that for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. In other words, wherever we put our money, our heart will follow. We don't need to wait for a change of heart to begin giving toward a tithe. We can take action. We can take the first step and allow our heart to follow. Now, that may feel a little foreign in the beginning. It may even be something that you don't want to do or something that we feel is too scary. But tithing is a step forward in faith that creates a larger heart for God and will grow us in ways that we may not even be able to imagine. You might even be astonished. In a few weeks, we will be coming to the end of the stewardship campaign for this year, but that does not mean the end of stewardship. Stewardship is the way of living in relationship with God and all of our resources that honors God in all parts of our life, as He is the giver of all. So as you prepare to make your stewardship commitment for the coming year, the Stewardship Committee is praying that you will find God's guidance and be intentional with your plan, execute your plan with regularity, remember the value and the joy of generosity, give first to God, live from the rest, and step out in faith with proportional giving, growing your offering toward a tithe. The benefits to you, to me, to God's work through this church will be far greater than we can ask or imagine. Thank you.